Alright guys, welcome in. It's Mason here as always. And here, I'm just gonna show you some stuff you may have missed about the Battlefield 6 reveal trailer. Now I'm sure we've all seen it. Let me see what the view count's up. We got 42,000 likes, doing pretty good. And we've got 20,000 comments coming in strong. So clearly, people are getting excited for this, and I just want to show you some cool stuff you might have missed. I'm not going to actually play the video because it might strike the channel, and I don't want that, obviously. So I'm just going to try to skip to the parts where I want to point something out. So obviously, a big part of the reveal is that we are probably going to have actual fighting here in New York City. There's the Brooklyn Bridge. We saw it in the little reveal stinger they showed on Twitter and other social media that we had like New York burning down in the background along with some of the bridges to Staten Island. This is clearly a very famous place in New York. A lot of exotic cars take pictures here because of the nice background shot with the Brooklyn Bridge. So honestly, if they're putting this in the game in single player, which this is a single player reveal trailer, I don't know why they would build the assets, especially with this much destructibility, if they weren't going to put it in multiplayer. So I'm going to say that's essentially confirmed. A big thing, though, that nobody is talking about at all, which is maybe more just a fun little thing. Let me see where it is in the trailer. And that is actually who is one of the characters here. I just don't know what the timestamp is for it. Here it is. Got it. There we go. So this man right here. A lot of people don't know who this is. I recognized from the very first second that he came on screen, started to talk. They were trying to obscure his face, make it really not obvious. But you may recognize him from Battlefield Hardline as this man. This man right here. First, shout out to X Chase Money 2, who put this little final showdown with Dawes. Dawes was the main villain, spoilers for Hardline. But he's played by a really cool guy named Benito Martinez. And this is his Wikipedia page. He's been in a ton of stuff for literal decades. He's one of the best actors, in my opinion, in the world. He's been on The Shield and Sons of Anarchy. I got that highlighted right here. Sorry for the bright screen. We're just going to blind you for a second, I promise. But yeah, so that's the main thing I just wanted to drop. We got him. He's a Class A actor. He is amazing. He often does really complex characters in very complex situations. That's kind of his whole thing. He often does television, which is episodic, which means he's carrying on a character for sometimes 5+ years at a time. There's a lot of interesting depth that's going to go on there, and I think he's going to do a great job adding, something really unique and something really profound as the President of the United States in Battlefield 6 in the upcoming single-player gameplay. So I'm super excited to see him. Just shows the quality that DICE and everybody on the Battlefield team is trying to push for this Battlefield 6. I think they know they have a lot of ground to make up, especially with the last game being so unwell received. And I think it's great that they're really trying to put a lot of effort not only into the multiplayer but into the single-player campaign, as a lot of people miss that. I'm not usually a huge fan of single-player campaigns from Battlefield, but that's more the recent campaigns. The older campaigns like Bad Company 1 and 2, I love those games. They just had a lot more, honestly, humanity to them, and I think they're bringing that with this trailer here. Another little surprising thing, just wanted to bring this up. Somebody was making a little post, Battlefield Intel, shout out to them, obviously saying he wants the BF Friends back, and they just made a little post yesterday night with a little side eye right there, so that's exciting to see. And we got Absaro right here, he's one of the Battlefield Friends. So we gotta love him. He's thinking about it, nothing bad with that, nothing wrong with that. Let me see, what else do we got in this trailer? I think I can find it. Obviously, we got right here, we got a good shot of Egypt coming in. If the little thing will stop lying to me. Oh, where is it? There we go. Little menu kept lying. So this right here, as you can see, is a pyramid. And you can see a city over here. We see in another part of one of the trailers, we get kind of a wide shot of the pyramids. So this looks super cool for a single player map. Obviously harkens back to some old BF campaigns. And honestly just looks like a fun old Bad Company style map. So I'm excited that we're probably going to get that for multiplayer as well. And then if we keep going along here. This right here is some kind of dam. At first I was thinking it was the Hoover Dam. But based on what it looks like, Based on what it looks like, I'm going to say probably not the Hoover Dam. The Hoover Dam's more vertical right here on the sides and doesn't have this tree bush stuff, so I'm guessing it's somewhere else in the world. So we're going to have to see where that comes from, but we got basically confirmed Levolution. I mean, this is the stuff that they used in Battlefield 4 to create the dam break that you're well aware of, as you know. We got some cool little sniper perches here for all the campers that, you know, they love that. Oh, so here's a cool little medium shot. So a lot of these buildings, the way they look, like right here, these kind of half-built buildings, obviously very familiar to Battlefield. They love their like half-assembled buildings. It's fun for destruction. You know, we've seen a lot of this before. It looks good though, looks solid. Nothing wrong with it. This is the Brooklyn Bridge blowing. Got this cool guy. What else do we got? Obviously, the multiplayer reveal right there, July 31st. So that's some big news right there. And what else? There's a couple other things I want to bring up. Oh, Flakfire right here, if you're on Twitter. Flakfire put together an amazing list of stuff that they showed in this little breakdown. It's just a quick little breakdown of the teaser. I suggest going through it all. But what I wanted to point out specifically is something he was mentioning here, is that the CIA was mentioned, issued an uncovering, and basically that it notes that France has left. Now, per the 2042, we know that the nuclear bombing that happened in France back in BF3 is canon in this universe. So we know Paris got the boom boom, right? And so maybe that's the reason they lost faith in NATO in the BF versa. Maybe that's the fracturing that leads into this Battlefield 6. So that's just a little theory craft that I'm doing. I just wanted to mention it. Cooking it up. Obviously, we got that big news in 7 days, so that's going to be super exciting. Jacob, he is a person who obviously makes some videos. Gotta love Jacob. And lastly, oh, this Big Brother Steve. Wanted to shout him out. He's a great dude. If you don't know him, you're probably not part of the Battlefield community. If you are, then you definitely know him. But he's gotten invited out to LA along with a bunch of people. I live in the area, not personally invited. Super cool though. I'm super excited to see everybody going. They got these really cool gift bags. This is not what you think it is. I promise it's a water bottle. But yeah, cool little passport. Right here it had his name, which slaps on the backpack. Super love it. This is just really, really quality stuff that they're sending to all the cool streamers. So appreciate DICE sending all this stuff out to people. It looks hype as heck. So I'm excited for that. Looks like we got some cooking occurred as well. And then, oh yep, cook has occurred. This is another one of the devs on BF. He's a really cool guy. Obviously, the second course is coming. I was joking around with them. And yeah, so that's basically the big news that I wanted to share, is those three main things. Yeah. And again, we got coming up in July. So you did it. You made it to the end of the video. Well, I got one last little reveal for you. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the like button on this video because it helps my metrics out a lot. But somebody pointed out on Twitter, I couldn't find the Twitter post because it was from a couple nights ago, and honestly, I apparently didn't like it, so sorry for whoever it is. But they noticed that in this scene right here, one of the new vehicles added to Battlefield, this little guy right here, is also this little guy right here, the FA-18 Super Hornet. And I know a lot of jet guys. I'm usually a tanker in Battlefield, so the jet guys are super excited about this from what I've heard. I'm not going to claim to be a professional military arms expert or anything like that, like some of the people we got in the BF community. But looks super cool. Looks super exciting. And another thing I wanted to mention that I didn't mention earlier is this just right here. Let me just hit play. And obviously we got naval warfare back. So the big question people are wondering about is are we going to get attack boats, basically? Are we going to get actual attack vehicles? Or is this just going to be kind of like a D-Day style, you know, Karg Island back from Battlefield 3, you know, kind of have the same setup. This obviously in the background right here is the big old hill. That's part of Gibraltar. That's a possible leaked map is what people are calling it right now. Let's see, where is it? Give me a second to just scroll through this video to find the good shot of it. There we go. That's next scene. So this whole big building, it's part of a Gibraltar naval base, basically. We see some guys shooting into it, like parachuting, high halo jumping something into it. Possibly a shot from the rumored VR that may be coming to Battlefield. So that looks interesting. You see, I think it's the next shot right after this. That guy gets clocked. Yeah, so right there it says in the video, it says paint the target for the F-61. Yeah. So that's interesting. It's a little of note while we're going through things. Obviously, we're looking at this destruction, and this is for single player, so take it with a grain of salt, but that is a lot of Levolution looking stuff. Playing previous Battlefield games, if you've seen the bridges destruct and collapse, it looks very familiar, and I could totally see there being an objective right there in the middle of that for multiplayer. Would be super cool. There we go. All right. So this is just the last thing. This looks like it's straight out of VR. We've got these little smoke trails, which are not a thing that exists in real life as far as I know, or that you'd use in any actual real life military operation. Generally, this is the kind of thing that honestly looks straight out of Apex, which is another game by EA. And yeah, so I'm expecting this to be part of the rumored VR. If not, this would be really cool. Obviously, as a single player thing, but in multiplayer, it'd be really cool to be able to get like a dive into the map somehow, with especially with your squad. That would be really epic. I would love for them to take some of those what people consider single player only elements and bringing them into multiplayer. I feel like that'll bridge a lot of the gap for a lot of the things we see in Battlefield multiplayer. Yeah, so that's it. Like I said, we got 5 more days until we get the big reveal with the actual multiplayer gameplay. Looking for that. Thanks for sticking around to the end of the video, guys, and have a good one.